In our second meeting, I will address the topic of the origins of the universe. Although it is far from my intention to question any belief accepted by an individual or by the community, I will avoid using some terms most used and abused by science and religion. I am fully aware that the meaning of my words may not represent the absolute truth for everyone who listens. Therefore, if your sensitivities differ from what is expressed, please consider it as a fraternal sharing. An account of experiences that I have had at successive levels of conscious form, which are actually progressive multidimensional. For those who perceive it as familiar, the content will be particularly useful. The knowledge to which I will refer is a universal manifestation, albeit in different ways and times, and will be explored in more depth in future communications. When preparing to listen, it would be useful to clear your mind. The intellect of terrestrial man makes every certainty its own by drawing on the known. The latter is the product of social and environmental influences, which in turn are formed by habitual sources rooted in human history. These principles, although customary, are nevertheless subject to fluctuating and often inconsistent indications. This is amply demonstrated by the changing scientific certainties and the contrasting acts of faith required by religious doctrines. Research emerges from fragmentary memories of the unchanging essence of the self. This irrepressible echo is the only variable that has an impact on the individual's hunger for discovery and goes beyond the hypnotic and commonly accepted horizons of the precise moment in time experienced. So, starting from a blank page, I want to tell you about the origins, or rather the void devoid of matter, a conscious void blissfully immersed in absolute beauty, vibrant perfection, one, alone, immutable, eternal, the Word, letters, numbers, notes, colors, scents, imaginary forms, in a symphony of inexpressible essence. If we wanted to imagine a hypothetical form for this ecstatic vision, we could resort to the idea of a floating shell, guardian of the pearlescent total thought. From this knowing void, absorbed in its perfection, creative thought germinated. That is, the desire for the great challenge of manifesting itself, the daring confrontation of completeness with the separation of the whole. Omniscience would have expanded the self everywhere, in every form and size of living matter. According to highly specialized will, universal and connected vibrations would have allowed tasks and goals in a scheme of action matured at different levels of experience. For a better understanding, I will stick here to the terms and units of measurement indicated by terrestrial knowledge. Beyond perceived, ascertained, and hypothesized dimensions, even before the birth of the basic universal system, 10,000 parallel cosmic realities express themselves in the same way. Subsequently, the basic universal system, vast, unrolled, and interconnected to the plasma, allowed massive primordial aggregations. It expanded in an exhalation that still remains after 14 billion years, calculated according to the limited time of the planet. Years witnessed by the observation of the narrow cosmic zone that can be investigated by your current instruments. We will concentrate on the expression of design and its hierarchical, heavenly messengers in our next meeting. I can testify to the ecstasy of the primordial void. I know the meaning and the inspiration of returning home, the final act as an experimental particle of evolved phases in the expressed circles to which I can and want to exceed to fulfill the creative project. Likewise, I feel immense gratitude at being able to share part of my experiences, indulging the bond of loving belonging. I am with you. NAD-Ir.